Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 Premium SPG that you might know as a leFH or a leaf blower. We know it as Fifi La Pew Pew. It was named by one of our members. This one is located on the eastbourne of Sand River, and it has 2 marks on the barrel because it belongs to rocket2me. He's from W-UNI, the old clan I used to belong to, yes. Okay, 105mm light field howitzer. It's got an output of 410. It penetrates 53mm of armor, that's quite a lot. And standard reload is 8.92 seconds per shot, but rocket2me's got 7.22. He's got to a quite advanced position down here, and he's got a company with him. He's got a bishop. Now that might actually draw some attention from the enemy. First shot misses a fire 5.5C off in the distance. He's landed in a tier 6 game. He's tier 5 Arty. Let's see how he does. Rounds out. Oh, that was really close. Now it's much better to let the aim dial in on this tank, because if you act in this Arty, if you get the shots dialed in, they're very accurate. That's a direct hit. I think the T1 Heavy felt that one. Now, there are some other enemy tanks on that corner, and that T150 is about to find out it's not a good idea. Yeah, he got 86 hit points out of that one. Somebody else managed to get a shot in there as well, and now we're looking up into the sand dunes on the south end of the map, because there's a Hellcat up there and a Thunderbolt. The first shot is a bit of a snap, but it does land nearby the Hellcat. The Hellcat's got thinner armor, but he goes for the Thunderbolt, who moves out of the way of the shot because he knows the shell's coming. Let's see if he can miss this one. Rounds out. That's a better hit. 134 from that one. The Hellcat's a much better target because he's got very thin armor. That's a good aim, but he didn't pull back far enough. Let's see if he does that the same again. Lines up, rounds out. Good, 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 good. Yes! That was a penetrating shot, I think, for 368 at least, I think it is. Rounds out again. No. The Hellcat would make a much better target because, as I said, you're more likely going to penetrate something like that. But that's... Oh my god, we set fire to him! Oh my god, that penetrated the engine deck and definitely set fire to him. He got 463, which is a high roll. And the Thunderbolt has gone down. So some excellent shooting there. Now, who's next? T1 Heavy's decided to come up on top. In fact, he's decided to go over the top and try and come down around the corner. But that VK was asking for a round. He can't hit the T1 Heavy while he's on that corner, but we can hit this guy. 90 hit points off the hard armor of the VK3001H. We'll pump another one in there. And it's another direct hit. Now he's pulled back because obviously that T1 Heavy needs to be dealt with. And he gets another big hit. 101 this time. The T1 Heavy is now on 5 hit points, so he's going to be out of the game the next shot that we pump into him. And I suspect that he'll probably try and pull forward. Oh, no, the Bishop got him instead. The Bishop's got a much higher trajectory than the VP, so he was able to put the shell over the top of those rocks and into the T1, so he's no longer a threat. We're pulling back and moving to where the VK was seen. I think the VK will pull back a little bit more, so if our Panzer IV Ausrung H does the spot for us, we should be able to get shots on them. In fact, they've decided to go up the riverbed altogether. Rounds out, looks good. It is 33 and it's tracked him. Now, can he get another shot in before he can fix his tracks? Oh, just in front of him. He's probably fixed his tracks by now. So I think that guy's gone up on top of the riverbed. But now we've got a Panzer IV Ausrung H. He pulls back just in time to avoid that shot, and we lost our M6. But I think we can get a shot into that Panzer IV. Just missed on that one. Can he line up another shot? Fires blind. No, didn't get that one. Ah, now just saw the VK fire a short distance away. Okay, that's the enemy Arty coming in. The enemy team has actually got a Fifi as well, but they've also got a Gorilla. The Panzer IV is down. Okay, there's the VK3001H. He came over the riverbed again, but this time round he's going to take some damage because it's going to take a little while for him to get over. Oh, we lost sight of him again. That's down to our teammates not spotting. He fired around ahead of its track. Now the enemy's just lost their T150. They're one down on the enemy. There's the VK. It's fully dialed in. And that's a nice tracking shot. Now he's marking the target saying, I'm going for that one, chums. Nice hit. 127. He's tracked him again. This should be the kill shot if it's on target. Rounds out. Oh, kill steal. The Basotto decided to jump in there and take a kill from under rocket2me's nose. Okay, Nashorn. Open top tank destroyer right at the back. He's letting this one fully dialed in because tank destroyers like that have to stay still in order to shoot. And he gets a direct hit and a penetrating shot for 370. He's going to try it again. Rounds out. Nope, he's pulled back enough to avoid the next shot. But we know where the enemy Arty is now. In fact, I think he's having a look round. There he is. Mr. Gorilla. Rounds out on him. Bit of a snapshot there, though. And we can see that the other enemy Arty is actually firing from a little way back. The Nashorn is in sight. Let it settle. He fires snap, but... Oh, that was so close to killing him. He's going to try again. Rounds out. No, he didn't want to back up anymore. This could be the kill shot that wins him another kill. Oh, kill steal again, but this time it's the Bishop who got it, and he moved up halfway along the map to get that shot. So there's only 4 enemies left. 2 of them are Arty. The other 2, well, we've got the M4A1 FL10, which is a premium medium up here in the northeast corner of the map. And the other one is an M10 RBFM, and he's near the cap area. Look at this shot. That was a beautiful shot. He estimated that the guy would pull forward to that corner, and exactly what he did. And he put a round into him. So before he even knew what was happening, a shell was arriving to smack him. Now he's pulled back now because we've got an M10 RBFM in the village. That was a speculative shot, and oh, we lost that M10 to their Fifi. So we've lost the spotter, but we do have a T67 and a Basotto right up on the ridgeline. The Bishop, well, he's moving backwards and forwards, but he really ought not to be out there when there's an M10 out there and a Gorilla and the enemy Arty, because there's a possibility the M10 might spot him and say, I want that, and then the enemy Arty will be after him as well. So he'd be much better off staying in cover and waiting until an enemy's spotted and then moving to a position where he can intercept them. Okay. The good thing about the Fifi is that you've got a 390-meter view range. It's a very long view range. It's almost comparable with Tier 8 and Tier 10 tanks. But I think it's down to the fact that this big artillery piece, a 105mm light field howitzer, it is quite a big piece, but it's mounted so high on a Char B1 tank that it actually gives the gunners a much further view. In fact, a further view than most heavy tanks would actually have, because they have their sighting mechanisms mounted on the roofs of their tanks, and their roof of their tanks would be lower than the gun crew on this Fifi. Well, the Bishop has moved back a bit, so I think he's actually holding his gun on that corner just in case an enemy tank turns up there. And the good news is that, yes, rocket2me is actually covering the same area just in case. T67's gone out to have a look. The Basotto is staying relatively close to us. In fact, I'm a bit worried that he might decide to go a bit further forward, and then that M4A1 might turn up at the cap. If the cap sound starts, then we know the M4A1 has moved down. I get the feeling rocket2me's hits actually deterred him from coming around the corner. But if our T67 gets spotted, and I think, did he get hit? Well, yes, the Gorilla's in sight. Okay, pull back. That's it. He's behind the rock. Okay, the Bishop can't really easily get a shot, but... Oh, rocket2me takes him out! Lovely shot right to his rear, 315 hit points, and he's out the game. And rocket2me still hasn't been detected. And we just saw the tracer coming from the enemy VP. He's somewhere in that vicinity. Now this is where it gets a bit dangerous, because if that M4A1 FL10 is anywhere near us at this moment, he might spot us. So if our sixth sense moves or goes off, then we have been seen. It seems we're okay, but the Basotto just got hit, and it's the FL10 that's the M10 that's doing it. Okay, so he's decided to stop here. Can we get a shot from here? No, we can't. In fact, we'd be much better off going to the south, but the T67's moving to a position where he can get a shot, and he might spot the enemy Arty very shortly. He's probably in that vicinity there on that bush. While around it. Oh, he got a hit! He got a direct hit from the bush. And we just saw the tracer coming out the bush again. And that's a kill shot. A blind kill on the enemy Arty, his opposite number. And he did that by seeing the tracer and working out that's a known Arty position. And his skill as an Arty player told him that's where the enemy would be. I think that the M10 might be in that bush. The tree's been knocked down in such a way as to provide him protection from where the T67 is. So he's got 12 rounds of HE and 2 rounds of armor piercing. He could afford to fire the armor piercing rounds at that bush just to see if he's there. Okay, one of the others is saying he's moved over to the other set of bushes, but the trees aren't down, so there's not enough room for the M10 to go into that bush. There is enough room to go into the bush where we're sighted on, and yes, he was there. So, you know, I managed to work out where the M10 was. And ramps out. Yes, this could be. Oh, just missed. But we now know where he is. Unfortunately, we lost the Basotto, and it looks like the Bishop just hit him, and rocket2me just hit him as well. Remember, there's still one more enemy out there. Oh, he's moved. Where is he? So he was in that bush. I was right. The tree was knocked down in such a way as to provide him cover from the heights where the T67 was located. If he'd fired the armor piercing into the bush, I'm pretty sure he would have taken out the M10 because they don't have much armor. And yes, it probably would have been a bit of a shot to the M10 as well to get blind fired and possibly even wiped out with one round. Got 9 rounds of HE left. And the M10's gone to ground. T67's moving. Just have a quick look. He can't see him. Bishop's moving up the riverbed. And the M10's been spotted. There he is. Line him up. Rounds out. No. Get him with the next one. Okay. Rounds out. Oh, fell short. Well short of the target. And now we've lost sight of him again. T67's trying to go around him. I keep your gun ready. That's the 2-minute warning. This is a very exciting game. Very nice of rocket2me to send it in to us. We always appreciate a good VP game. T67 can't see the M10, which means he's probably around the corner. Bishop could get a bit closer. He could spot for us. He also has a very powerful gun as well, which is basically the same gun, but, well, 4.5-inch howitzer. Not the same gun, but the same sort of power. And there's the M10 RBFM. Oh, not the M4A1 FL10, rather. And we're pulling back to try and get a shot on him. Can we line it up? He fired snap. But that guy's after the Bishop, so he's moving fast. Now, we can get this kill shot. He is very weak. Oh, so close. The Bishop's taken a hit. I think he fired his round in and he didn't get a kill. And now we've got the M4A1. Fired the round in. Oh! He got the engine deck and blew him up. And the M10 is in sight and he's in the riverbed. Now, we could kill him if we get a shot on him. And there's the kill shot that wins the game with 40 seconds left on the clock. Well, that was another exciting game for the Fifi on the Sand River map. You might remember the last one. It was Sunshine Billy, and he picked up a Radley Waters in that game. Well, this one was impressive because it was also another ace tanker game for rocket2me of W-UNI in the Fifi. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 16. A Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points for his own vehicle. He got a counter battery fire medal because he took out both enemy Arty in the game. He took out the Gorilla and then he took out the Fifi with a blind shot. He got a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And finally, he got a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game. And just look at the number of enemy tanks that he hit, sometimes repeatedly. Let's have a look at the team score and see where he is. Well, there you go. Highest damage in the game was 3,434 hit points of damage. The next highest scorer was the M4A1FL10, who I misidentified coming down off the ridgeline. He had 1,859, but he got dispatched with an artillery round which went straight through his engine deck and blew him up. The third highest damage in the game turned out to be that M10 RBFM, who got 1,430 hit points. When it came to kills, it was actually the Nashorn on the enemy team did well. He was up in that sniper's nest, firing and killing 5 of our team. 1/3 of our team wiped out by the Nashorn. Probably got an 88mm gun there. 3 kills went to the T67 and rocket2me, and also the T78 on our team. And the M4A1FL10 also got 3 kills. When it came to base XP, it was rocket2me. Yes, look at that. 1,259. He's the only one to get over 1,000. 812 went to the T78 and 762 went to the T3485M. He fired 45 rounds, so he still had 5 rounds left at the end of the game. 17 direct hits on the enemy, 6 penetrations, yes. We saw some of them and it was obvious that he actually did pen. We can see them here. Yes, he got a big pen on the rear of the M4A1FL10 as he was trying to retreat. As I said, it went through the engine deck and blew him apart. He also managed to get a pen shot on the Nashorn, 408 hit points. That was a shot that actually did land on the target before he pulled back. And then he also dispatched the enemy Arty with a blind shot and got a penetrating shot as well for 340. The M18 Hellcat, yep, penned him as well, 368 hit points. And then he penned the Thunderbolt as well, 755 hit points from that guy. And lastly, he took out the enemy Gorilla and he got a penetrating shot on that one as well for 315. So some extremely accurate and deadly shots to the enemy. He also got 21 splashes on them as well, 3,434 hit points, and all of it was at more than 300 meters. He just moved out of the hole towards the end of the game, but it was lucky he wasn't spotted by the M4A1FL10 because he wasn't exactly fully in cover, but he was enough in the riverbed to actually ensure that the M4 didn't see him. He damaged 10 of the enemy, killed 3, so yeah, potentially he could have ended up with a Pools medal if they'd all been hit and killed. 44,699 credits on a premium account. He got 20,115 for battle payments, 87,164 total for the battle. And after ammunition resupply, yes, this is just standard ammo, so he ended up with 81,404 credits profit. 1,259 XP for the battle, 3,778 for missions payout, and 756 for this being a premium vehicle. One of only 2 premium Artys in the game. We keep pointing out to Wargaming, they could be making millions out of putting more premium Arty into the game, and we've actually supplied them with 3 specific vehicles which don't appear in the game at the moment, but the game model does appear in the game because these Arty were based on tanks that actually exist. The M52, which is based on the M44 hull, the Walker Bulldog hull, but it's an enclosed cockpit, so it actually can fire 105mm rounds, just like the Fifi. The other one was the Hetzer Arty, which, of course, the Hetzer model is in the game, but the Hetzer Arty actually had a Gorilla howitzer, the 15cm howitzer, mounted in the vehicle and actually firing through an open roof. And lastly, the third one was the proper artillery version of the Su-122, which actually had a short barrel and does look very much like the Su-85, or even for that matter, the Su-122, which is in the actual game. But It is basically an artillery version, so it's capable of firing in artillery manner using the battle assistance sight or the overhead sight. And that all three of those could be put into the game tomorrow if the engineers could actually just put the models together in the right manner. And yes, they could put those in, and just about everyone would buy them. And you could just imagine all the players in the game all trying to pick up those particular arties. You would actually make a fortune from it. And we'd like it as well, because, of course, we're Arty enthusiasts. So, after getting that premium vehicle, he actually made 6,423 experience points altogether. And he says, Leaf Blower blows like a hurricane. Well, it certainly did in that game. And rocket2me had a great time. It certainly was. 6 penetrating shots. But best of all, I think, was that blind shot on the enemy Arty. He worked out where the guy was. And he's probably used that position himself. I've used that position myself. I know for certain, in fact, I've seen other players blind shot that specific position and take out the enemy Arty that's located there. But that was a really, really well shot kill, that one. And of course, he had plenty of other good ones as well in the game. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give the video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.